With so many new faces coming into this Toronto Raptors team, it is going to be a big adjustment year for the franchise. But there is one new player in particular who is unexpectedly going to be one of the keys to the success of this season. So in today's video, we reveal who that is and why he is so important. Let's get into it. Welcome NBA and Raptors fans. This is Amateur Hour Sports, your source for Raptors news, mock trades, analysis, breakdowns, and so much more. 4 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. This is your Friday episode. We're breaking down the unexpected player who is one of the keys to the success of this season. So if you like what you see from today's video and you want more content just like this, myself giving my opinion on various Raptors related topics, make sure you are subscribed to this channel with the button down below. On a road to 7,000 subscribers. You can help us get to that 7K mark by subscribing and never missing a video. But let's get down to business for today's video, because the Raptors are just a couple of days away from starting preseason. It is going to be a different season for the Toronto Raptors. The biggest difference is that we are not going to have Kyle Lowry for this season, obviously having joined the Miami Heat, and a lot of new faces have come into the team. A very young team in place here that is just going to need a bit of time to get there where we expect them to get to eventually in terms of competing for anything in the Eastern Conference. This year, we're hopeful we can make the playoffs, but realistically, we have to assess that we would rather see more development on the court rather than just a straight up win-loss record. But one player in particular who is part of this new team in place here is going to be extremely important to the success of the Toronto Raptors this season. And we're going to give you 3 reasons why he is so important. And it's a bit of an unexpected character that we have to put in this position here. And that man is Goran Dragic. Goran Dragic came into the team involved in that Kyle Lowry sign and trade. And when we got him, there was some mixed reactions from fans, and there was some mixed reactions from Goran Dragic himself. He went into a Slovenian media interview where he was quoted as to have said that he has higher ambitions than the Toronto Raptors. And to be fair, I mean, I got pretty angry immediately, as did a lot of other Toronto Raptors fans. I made a video expressing my anger about the situation. But since then, Goran Dragic has really done a lot to make amends for that. He has apologized, and he is continuing to apologize about the situation. And he expressed his apologies even more so in media day. So I think at this point, Raptors fans like myself have to acknowledge his professionalism and the fact that he is happy to be here after all. I mean, he's saying it, maybe he doesn't quite mean it. But there are 3 specific reasons why he is going to be so important to the success of the franchise this season. I mean, you're probably thinking, looking at this, Goran Dragic, what the hell is he going to have to do with any sort of success? But let's talk about it. So the first reason is Goran Dragic's play, because obviously we didn't trade him. He's still here. Preseason is about to start. We're going to start the season with Goran Dragic on this team. I don't think that we are going to trade him yet, but his play is going to be important because he is going to be one of the key guys off of the bench. A lot of people have listed him as potentially being the starter for this team, but I really can't see that. I think Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent Jr. are going to be the starting guards for this team, which means Goran Dragic is going to be running the second unit off the bench, and he's going to be running the second unit, which is going to include a lot of the newbies, a lot of the young guys that are coming into this team. So Goran Dragic's play is going to be important for the success of the bench that struggled so much last season. The Raptors have really been known for their depth and the strength of their bench in recent seasons, but that all went out the window last year, and that was very evident when we were missing Fred VanVleet, we were missing Pascal Siakam, and we were missing OG Anunoby for a number of games. While those guys were out, the guys who came in to take their place, we usually had this next man up mentality. That started to drift away. So let's get that back, and let's start with Goran Dragic doing a great job in running that second unit for the Toronto Raptors to make this team better, to help enable those young guys. Goran Dragic's play is going to help this team. If we want to go and win games, we need to start putting up some more points from the bench. Goran Dragic as the point guard is going to be key in helping this team do that. Now, let's move on to reason number 2. And this goes really hand in hand with the first reason of play. The second reason is we're going to trade him. We want to trade Goran Dragic, and the Raptors have expressed, the front office have expressed that they believe Goran Dragic's trade value will increase over the season and more teams will want to trade for him. And I agree. Goran Dragic is a seasoned veteran. He understands the game. He's a very professional player, as we have seen, somebody you'd like to have in your organization. It's also somebody a contender would like to have to really take the playmaking load off of maybe some of their superstars. I'm looking at you, Dallas. Luka Doncic could use some help in that playmaking department, so Dallas might make a run for Goran Dragic. But to get the trade value up, Goran Dragic needs to play well on the court. And when he's playing well on the court, like in Reason 1, that trade value is going to go up. And when that trade value goes up, that gets the Toronto Raptors a very good return, a return we can be satisfied with, not just for this season, but with Goran Dragic playing well, he can set up success of the future of the franchise by bringing in some high-quality young assets. Today is October 1st, and that means that Moses Brown is now available for trade. So can we orchestrate a trade that involves Goran Dragic going to Dallas to bring Moses Brown back to the Raptors, a very good young rebounding center? It is entirely possible that that is the case. So if Goran Dragic is here playing well, he is not only going to help us with the success of this season with his play, but he's going to help us with the success of the future as we can bring in some young assets in his place. That would be a win-win scenario for Goran Dragic, going to a better team, going to a team that has the potential to contend, and the Raptors get some young assets as they lay the foundation for their future. I don't really understand why Goran Dragic would say anything bad about the Raptors when he's had that interview, although he did say he got misquoted in the interview, and he didn't really make it sound like he had higher ambitions than the Raptors. But Goran Dragic obviously needs to understand that if he wants to get traded, the Raptors, they're never going to get a low-tier return. They are going to get the biggest return possible. So in order for the Raptors to be satisfied with the trade, be satisfied with any offer that comes their way, Goran Dragic needs to produce so that the other teams want him and they give bigger offers that satisfies the front office. It is a win-win-win. The other team gets the nice veteran player to help take the playmaking load off of the stars. The Raptors get a good return. Goran Dragic gets to go to the destination that he wants to go to, but it is on him to help out with that endeavor for sure. So with that, we have the third reason. Let's move on to the final reason that Goran Dragic is going to be one of the keys of success this season. And it's just flat out his experience is going to really help this team. The Toronto Raptors have one of the youngest teams in the NBA, no doubt. And Goran Dragic, well, he really knocks up the average age in this team. I mean, take a look at this list. There is only one player on this entire roster who is 30 or more years old. Goran Dragic is 35 years old. There is no other player even above 30. There's quite a few in that 27 to 29 bracket. There's a few in that 24 to 26. Or then the 21 to 23 is quite filled up, and 3 players who are 20 years old as well, including Scotty Barnes, who has formed, it seems like, a bit of an unlikely friendship with Goran Dragic so far. Goran Dragic has talked very highly of this player in his media day interview, and we've seen even through Scotty Barnes' Instagram live, Goran Dragic was hanging out with Scotty Barnes. That just seemed like he was like the old man out of place. I mean, he's only a few years away from being old enough to be Scotty Barnes' father, but regardless, with this age in place, Goran Dragic being the old man on the team at 35 years old, he really has to show his leadership and enable and help these younger guys to find the next level of their game. And this is going to go with, being the guy who's going to run the second unit off the bench. In that second unit, I imagine we're going to see players like Scotty Barnes involved there, Precious Achiuwa involved there. So Goran Dragic needs to provide the leadership and professionalism to set a good example for those players. Also, enabling those players to find their max value on the court as well. Goran Dragic, he understands this role completely. The way he said it in his media day interview, he knows that the Raptors, we don't really want him here. We'd rather trade him. And he himself doesn't really want to be here either. But he understands that in being here, he needs to be that veteran. He needs to be that leader for these younger guys. His job with the team, as described by himself, is to help these younger guys. It's not really about what he can specifically do on the court. That's going to be nice. But he also recognizes the role that he has been given with this team to help out all of these younger guys, whether it be somebody like Scotty Barnes, whether it be potentially another point guard like Delano Banton coming into the team. So all of these things are going to be immense for the success of the Toronto Raptors. We want to succeed with our performances on the court. Goran Dragic, though he regressed last season compared to 2 seasons ago that got him that $19 million contract, last season, his stats aren't even that bad. The field goal percentages, they're solid for a point guard of his size. The assists are okay. The points are okay. This is still a serviceable player in the NBA, and this is still a player who can produce some good things on the court. When he's producing the good things on the court, he is setting us up better for the future by giving us a better trade partner. The Raptors are looking for a trade. We can find a better trade partner by engaging these discussions with a better version of Goran Dragic. He's making a lot of money, but he's on an expiring contract. That's perfect for a team that is contending. And finally, with so many young players here, they need somebody to look up to. Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam have really been thrown into that role. I mean, I think it's a good thing as well. Those are two NBA champions. Goran Dragic as well at 35 years old, the only member of the team in his 30s. He needs to be that mentor. He needs to be the guy showing that leadership. And I think that Goran Dragic has taken all of these things in stride. He understands everything. We just need to wait and see what performances are like on the court. Maybe we can start seeing on Monday in the first preseason game, but he's understood what it's going to take to get traded, and he understands that he needs to be that leader for the team. All things considered, everything that's been going on with Dragic, I am very happy with where we're at with him right now. I think he's happy with where he's at, and let's see how the season goes. He is going to be integral to the success of the franchise this season, and I believe part of the success in the future for one reason or another. So what's your take on the Goran Dragic situation? Have you forgiven him for the comments he made earlier in the season? I want to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, because that is it from me for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're still here, be sure to give this video a like. It goes a long way to helping this channel and helping me find some new viewers who want to see this Raptors content. You can also check out the buttons next to my head on the left side of your screen is the button to subscribe to this channel. We are on a road to 7,000 subscribers. Don't miss out on 4 Raptors videos a week, especially as the preseason gets started on Monday. On the right side of your screen are other channels, Amateur Clips, the best highlights from our Twitch streams, and Amateur TV, vlogs, live game reactions for stuff like TFC, Raptors 905, Canada, and Blue Jays games. I'm going to be at the Blue Jays game tomorrow. Can't wait. See you again next time.